Scotland. I know we usually have a bunch of UK people. Looks like Leroy's in there from the UK, and I know this usually is a fairly good time for the UK because we it's kind of early evening there or dinner time, or I don't know if you guys say dinner in the UK, whatever that is in the UK version.
Yeah, early evening for tea time.
Tea time. There you go.
But better than the Wednesday webinars, 1 in the morning or 12 at night or whatever it is. On that note, any idea where I could find the recordings for the last couple of webinar Wednesdays? I've been onto their YouTube channel and I can't seem to find anything other than back to December. I'm looking for the first one in January.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize for my camera. I'm having an issue with my camera today. So lucky for you guys, you're not going to see my mug today, I guess, unless I can get this sorted out while I'm doing it. So to answer Toby's question, the I don't know, the webinar Wednesdays, I think they're a little bit behind of processing those. Ironically, they stopped processing it the week I was on the webinar. So I will take the blame for that. Episode 104 that I'm on with Jason and the crew apparently broke their system, and that's where it stopped. So I will personally reach out to Jason and ask him that where it's at, since the next one up is the one I'm on, and I'd like to see that posted as well. So I'll ask Toby, but I don't know where that's at, to be honest. Again, obviously I'm not in control of that for theirs, but obviously I'd like them to see them up there as soon as possible. So I'll ask.
That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Hey, Pauline.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see as well. Good. I can't. Again, I apologize for my video. I have to swap.
No apology. We're thankful.
I know.
Don't worry.
I should be charging for this, but taking my view off from the camera. So.
You want us to be muted while you're presenting?
No, sometimes I will mute everybody before I do the presentation, just so I don't get any background. So if for some reason I do mute everybody, just make sure that you unmute yourself. And but again, feel free to jump in anytime. If you do during the conversation, if you could auto mute after you're done, that'd be great, so we can continue on with the conversation, and then that'll be good. Hey, Rich, welcome.
Hey, Ryan. I just signed in. I think I missed Frank throwing you under the bus. Can he do that again, or?
It'll happen several more times throughout the webinar, so you didn't
that on a regular basis.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I didn't miss out on anything. Yeah. Plus, there'll be a replay of this in my mind, not online, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to listen to it later. No, it's actually funny. I do this military course called Vet to CEO. And they have a lot of good business tips and stuff. So even though I've taken it a couple times, I just kind of listen to it in the background just to get some extra tidbits in the evening and stuff. But the one consistent thing in the training, and it's always funny, is there's the two ex, I think they're Army guys, but they go way back, but business partners, and they've been doing this training, free training for other people trying to get into business, get out of the military. And the one consistent thing that they do the entire time is they basically do these little dry banter, basically kind of pseudo insulting each other back and forth. And I don't think it's scripted. It's just they try to one up each other every time. And it's just I just listen for the entertainment factor of that alone.
Leave it to the Army guys, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not all of us are smart enough to get into the Air Force, so they need some, some alternate thing for them to do.
Quick recovery, because two of my brothers served in the Air Force, so they'll appreciate that. Yeah.
All right. Well, before I get going, we have a lot of stuff to cover today. I'm going to do a bunch of demos and stuff inside of BD. I'm going to start out with the funnel thing, since that's what we're going to talk about, and then we'll get into the demo they did on BD yesterday as well, because I know there were some questions on that potentially. They went through it kind of fast. Obviously, it was pretty convoluted, and not necessarily convoluted, but maybe a little bit difficult for everybody to follow. So we'll try to answer some questions on that as well. Any general questions, I guess, first from the webinar Wednesday, or anything else from anybody before we get started?
Nope.
All right, I'll take that as a no. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. I want to just start out. Again, they already went over a couple of these things on the Webinar Wednesdays. I know not everybody is able to get to the Webinar Wednesday, so I just want to I'll just briefly gloss over these real quick that we they kind of went over in the webinar last night real quick, just so you guys are aware of those as well. And if you guys have any other questions on this, we can deep dive in that as well. But one of the things that they did talk about here, and this is not available right now, but I just wanted to point this out for everybody because the custom menu is fairly new, where you can have a separate menu for logged in versus not logged in. So this is now an option. If you guys are not aware of that, you could have this menu, for example, when somebody's not logged in, and then you could have another totally separate menu that is selected for members if they are logged in. That's different. So members and non-members can have a different menu, and it can be completely, entirely new menu, right? You can have, for instance, on some websites I've done for some clients, we basically put the all of the pull-down menu of everything that was on their dashboard, right? So without having to go to the dashboard, if they're logged in, they can, go to edit their billing or post a particular post type just from the menu. And so you can set up, and then if you're logged out or not a member, that particular menu option is gone because obviously you're not logged in or can't do that. So that is an option. And then one of the things that they talked about last night on the webinar that they're also going to be doing is that you guys may have noticed that if you have all these links that can generally show up if they're not logged in, like the member login or contact us, and then the registration. But as soon as they're logged in, those go away. And let me just show you my other site here, just to kind of show you what happens when you do that. Because some people are not aware of this. If you log in and those options that are in the menu that are normally there disappear, and so the contact us, or if you have some, it looks like I'm not logged in here either. So, but anyway, all these that are normally there, and again, they can look in different websites can look differently, but those all go away, and all you see is the member data here with the pull down, and those go away. So they're also going to offer up a similar item for the menu at the top. So not only this menu, but this member, the header menu, where you can have different options for if they're logged in or if they're not logged in. So for example, the member login, as soon as you're logged in, that makes sense that would disappear, right? However, the contact us or need help or links to other items, maybe you don't want that to disappear after they're logged in. So you'll be able to have things disappear if they log in, or things stay there if they're logged in, because they're now going to be two separate menus. So they're going to be executing that in the near future as well. Some of the comment items that they've added in here, if you guys aren't aware, let me just show you where this is at in the back end. There is now in the post comments area, if you have this add-on, you can turn on the comment settings here for adding comments to your particular post, and you can add them into every post. It kind of replaces the Facebook comments or the discuss items that you had to add in there. So now you can have people add comments to a particular post type, and that did exist for a little bit. The thing that they added here is they added this option to display the comments count in search results. So now when you go to a particular search result, so let's see, my Malcolm FAQ has a comment on it. So let me go to that real quick, and I'm just going to show you what it would look like. I'm just going to go to the view all products. And since I have this turned on and somebody has a comment for that, what you're going to see, hopefully when this comes up, once I get down to it, and I don't see it right there. Let me go make sure that's turned on again. Oh, I know what the problem is. I have it customized. And so here we go. There's the one thing you want to make sure I have this customized here. So I have to add that code back in there, but I'll just talk to it. So what happens is what happens next to the favorites, what's going to show right here is it's going to have a little comment bubble, and it's going to say 3, for example. So if there's 3 comments on here, and you'll have a text label on that as well, so you can kind of put comments or whatever, but it'll say 3 comments. So just by looking down the search results on your particular listings, you'll be able to see that this one has some interaction that has 3 comments, and be able to go right in there and see the comments. One of the things that you can do as well, not only can the count be here, but you can add the count on the actual listing as well. So you see right here, this is what would show on the search results, where you can see right away that it has a comment. And again, just to try to promote some more interaction with the particular listing. And then obviously if you turn it on, the comment shows down here in your comment section if you have that turned on. And of course they have to be logged in to do that. So they've added the count functionality. There's 3 places now you can add the total count here. Again, if there's a long list of them, it'll say 25 comments or whatever. You can see how many there are, and then you can see the number of comments up here and go straight down to them once you click that. And then also available on the search results. One of the other items that they turned on as well, I think this is cool. I did this for both of my sites as well. They now have a mobile version where you can put the logo in the actual header. Rich, I'm assuming, did you do this on yours already or no? From the webinar last night, I'm just going to open up his. I'm going to show you what it looks like if you don't have it turned on. I just need to go. I did it on all mine, so I just want to show everybody what it looks like when you don't have it on there. So normally in the mobile view, Rich did that. So there's an option here, and this is a good example of the icon view. So you can have your fave icon up here in the menu, and what that allows you to do is just get rid of the logo that's normally in your website. It'd normally be right here, but it allows you to put it there. Now let me go to my mine here, and I'm going to demo this one. Now I don't have the fav icon. I have the actual logo. So my logo is going to be up there. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay. So now you see that logo's there. I don't have to waste time or I guess area inside of the website to put the whole logo, because again, that would push everything down like an inch on here by putting the big logo there. And you can put it up in the header. So those are the 2 options. You can put your full logo up here, or you can do what Rich did and add in just the fav icon. And let me show you guys where that is at real quick. If you go into the design settings.
And obviously you can change the background color.
Well, the background color is just your menu color, because this is basically your mobile. It's a mobile menu. So yeah, whatever your background color is, you can change that. But it's just your menu color, I believe. So when you go into the settings here, in the design settings, again, that's going to be in your header, or let's see the header menu. Let me find it real quick. It's really slow loading today. There we go. So I think it's in the header design. Let me double check, because that is in the header. It may just be the main menu. Actually, I think it's the menu, sorry. So there's an option in there. Again, those are the 3 choices. You can just have it normal. You can have the fav icon, or you can have so it's here in mobile view options. You can have the logo compact view, the normal display, the fav icon, or obviously it has where you can just hide everything. So you don't have any of those 3. So, and so actually, let me just go. I have it on compact here. I'm just going to show you the normal display. I'm going to save that one so you guys can see the other version as well. All right. So here's the 3rd version. Again, actually, I'll have to refresh that. That's the that view again. It must not have saved. But it basically puts the logo underneath there. I think you guys, that should be whatever yours normally looks like if you haven't done that standard stuff. So those are 3 options again. Just fav icon, and then that, and then just down below where it normally is. another thing that's really good. There you go. So now it's down below. It's not up there. So again, it's just personal preference on what you want to do. Maybe depending on what you have here, it may not matter. It may look better there, but you can save some room potentially. So one of the things that they're also doing, this is kind of good news for a lot of people because I know this has come up before. You used to have to require a credit card for the free sign up. So you're no longer, they're going to work on that. So if you have a free, and I'm hoping they didn't really mention this on the webinar, but if it's a paid package but is reduced to free via a coupon, that they will no longer be required to have a credit card when they sign up if it's free. Because before what happened was that if it was any type of paid account as opposed to a free, you always had to have a credit card, even if it was a paid account that was $0. So now, hopefully shortly, you will not have to do that. And then they also, and they're starting to be, it's almost becoming a agnostic post type where there's not any particular post type that you need to do different things. They basically combined the ability to have videos and photos inside of a particular post type. So this is an example for product or whatever that's a multiple photo type, right? You can click through and see a bunch of photos. They've now added the ability, if you turn on the selection, where you can add a URL for a YouTube video, for example, and you could have 3 pictures and then roll in straight into a YouTube video on the product. Or you could have a photo album of a shop, right, and then go straight into a video tour of the shop. You could have photos of a house and then scroll through and just have a video of a tour of the house. All in one post type. So you don't have to have, somebody doesn't have to post a photo album or a video in order to see that anymore. So that'll be good. Again, depending on how you're monetizing that, or if you want to have, photos and videos, you may not want to combine those, but those are now an option to have both of those in the same type. And then this one, I've already done this modification for some people as well, but just in terms of the search results, when you have 3 options, I think everybody knows they have the normal layout, they have the brick matrix view, and then the map view. The matrix view has always been a masonry stack, if you guys know what that means. Basically, it means that if things are different shaped or different sizes, it kind of just fits them in there to be exactly. See how these are different lengths, and it doesn't care. It always puts the same gap in between the one below it, and then as you scroll down, everything just starts getting off kilter a little. I mean, usually not too much, but depending on how many listings you have, it could be a full half of a thing off, and sometimes people don't like that. So they're going to be coming out with a basically a stacked grid instead of a masonry grid where all 3 or every row is going to be equally spaced.
My OCD will love that.
Yeah, I would think OCD would love this, that everything's evenly spaced, right? It's just all nice and...
Yeah, I like the spacing, but not everything has to be perfectly aligned. Or I don't sleep at night.
Well, you're gonna have to be sleepless for a little bit more. They haven't finished it
I just don't look at it, and it doesn't bother me.
Hey, Ryan, Toby here, Beyond Nessie. On that same post for photos and videos, how do you do that?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So in the particular post type, we're just going to go to the content and edit post settings.
Yep.
Yeah, great question, Toby. And again, I was just kind of glossing over them real quick. If anybody has any questions, we can deep dive on any of these if you missed it or want to know how to do it. So great question, Toby. So content, edit post settings, and then this is only going to. They didn't answer my question in the chat on the webinar, but I'm assuming this is the case because I looked it up and I didn't see it for single photo post types. So it's not going to be available on the ones where it just says upload a photo, the one by itself. It's only good for the multi-photo post types, which again is going to be products, the classified ads, photo albums, and property. So let me
not on the video then.
No, not on the video, because the video is just asking for one video. It doesn't have the photo album thing in there. So it doesn't add the photo album to the video. It adds the video to the photo album, if that makes sense.
Okay, fine.
So,
yeah.
So if you want, I would say, and this is what I was kind of saying about an agnostic post type. So now if you if you want a photo and a video, then you should probably just make it a photo album and then add the video feature on there, and then you can do either one, right? Yeah. So what you want to do is go into the photo album, and you're going to hit edit, or again, any multi photo post type. And in the general settings tab, you're going to want to scroll down to the additional settings. And now there's the this new setting called enable photo gallery videos.
Okay.
And you're going to want to change that to yes and save changes. All right. So now I'm going to go into the members. I'm just going to log in as myself and we'll pretend like I'm going to post one of these things. And I'll show you how that works. Now, there's a couple of caveats on here that I kind of asked on the webinar, and they kind of clarified a little bit, but I want to review for you guys. It's not entirely clear of what it does based on the add-ons, and they just did this, so I think they'll clarify this a little bit better or provide some additional fidelity. But what happens is you basically upload the photos, and then if you want to replace one of the photos with a video, you add a video link and it swaps out that photo with the video. So it's kind of a little bit of a quirky integration. So what I would say is if you want to add a video in there, I would just add a duplicate or like just a generic photo, because it needs an extra photo in there to basically ignore, if that makes sense. So let me show you how, and then you can add the video link and put it in the order that you want. So just I'm going to make a photo album, and again, the photo albums on these, sometimes people don't realize they're like, where's the photos? It doesn't kick in until after you do the first block here. So I'm going to do the webinar photo album. And this is a good example. I don't use photo albums on here, so I just have it turned on for the admin, but just a good piece of advice for everybody. And if you have not done this, I would go do it right now. Change out all your categories from 1, 2, 3, because if you ever turn anything on, if people start adding stuff into category 1, as soon as you remove that later, they're not going to be categorized as anything, and they're not going to show up in a category list. So always, as one of the first steps that you do when you set up your directory, go ahead and just go to the edit post settings and change all the categories for all your post types. And if you don't know what category you want, I would just go with general, right? And put that as the first one every time, because it's going to default to that first category. And if you just have it as general, then everything's going to fit, right? And then they can pick another category if they don't want it in general. And again, if you don't have anything else, you can add those later. But always at least just put general. So anyway, that's my tidbit for that. So I wouldn't really need to do anything here. Test album, and I'm just going to go ahead and save and add photos. Now, you notice on here, it doesn't say anything about videos, right? And so one of the things you may want to do, if these are all text labels, so you may want to change this to upload photos from your device, and then just say you will be able to add a video to instead of any photo after you upload, or something like that. If you want to mention photos, you probably have to edit this text label or do something. That's what I would just do after thinking about it real quick here. But it doesn't say anything about photos or excuse me, videos initially. So I'm gonna select that one. Actually, yeah, select that one. I'm gonna upload that. And that's from today's webinar here. And after it uploads, and I'm just gonna do one. Obviously, you'd want to do two if you wanted a photo and a video. And actually, I'll probably just upload another one just so you can see it live with one photo and video. So let me just choose another one. And actually, I'm going to choose the same one because we just talked about it. It's going to overwrite. So here's my demo of duplicating the photo just so we have one to overwrite. So there's gonna be 2 photos in there, and then now that it's live, and I'll let it refresh here. There's gonna be 2 of them. Now you'll see this this extra block that is now available if you turn that feature on. It says YouTube or Vimeo video link, and so I'm going to grab. I'm going to go to this will be my pitch for directoryvideos.com. If you guys go to directoryvideos.com, you'll be able to see all of the previous webinar replays. If you missed any, you guys, including Rich, can go hear Frank heckling me from any previous webinars that he wants, and vice versa.
No,
and vice versa.
charge for that.
All right, so I'm going to go into last week's one here. Grab that URL. And we'll put it in there. So we got that. I mean, let me do the second one. I'm going to do that as the photo. So I'm going to hit save changes on that. Now you see, this is what I was talking about. That it doesn't say anything about that overrides the photo, but that is how it works in case you guys did not track that. So this will be photo 1, and we're not going to see photo 2 because it's going to play the video instead. So although it looks like it's here and we're putting the stuff in there, this is going to override that. So again, I would probably add, they said these were text labels that you guys can go edit, either that one, the background of that, or the baseline here. So I would go add something in there that says that YouTube or video link, and is put in parentheses, this will override the photo in this position, or something to that effect. I'm going to check this out because I have not seen whether I can drag or drop video.
I think you need to publish it first.
Before I drag and drop?
No, sorry.
Yeah, I don't. And that's an interesting thing, is now I don't know that that's the video. Then drag and drop. So I'm going to publish it real quick. Let's see what it looks like. But again, that's confusing on that page too, because it looks like the image is there, but it's not. It's really the video, but you don't see the video preview. So I'm sure they're going to update that to make it more user friendly in the future. But they just they literally somebody requested the last webinar and they just cranked it out. So
I mean, wouldn't it create the
any questions on that
video thumbnail at some point?
Say that again.
So wouldn't it replicate the video thumbnail at some point?
Well, that's what I would think. It looks like they haven't cut that in. That's what I'm saying. They just did it after a request last week, so I'm sure it'll get more fidelity or whatever. They just pushed it out. So
well, I think that was the problem. I mean, the problem I had was I couldn't get a thumbnail out of the video previously.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was you asking that, right, Toby?
No, I was on that webinar. I didn't ask it. Someone else asked. I was about to ask it, and someone else jumped in and did it.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe you mentioned it last week. I do remember you asking that question, but all right. So I still see the thumbnail there too, which is interesting. Maybe it's a video thumbnail. Although no.
Yeah, sometimes you can add a photo and image representing the video, but now you have the same 2 photos. It's easier if you replace one of those photos, but
yeah, to know which one. I can go do that, but
just a different.
Just so I know which is which.
Right.
Oops. But either way, it looked like it didn't do anything. I now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think they did a demo on the webinar. Let me
even just rotate that video. I mean that image.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's upside down. There you go.
Shortcuts.
There you go. It's all about shortcuts and ease of use, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. But it didn't look like it did anything. So maybe there's a bug. I'm assuming they know that doesn't work, but I'll have to let them know. what it basically would do is then on, there we go.
There you go.
It would just play the video here. Although I think, now that I think about it, they did show a demo with the video working.
If you press on that, that should activate the video, right?
Well, no, I did. I was clicking it. When I click it, it just goes back. It goes back between the images. So I don't think YouTube. Well, let me just use their demo. What that is. You get the bad link, but. Well, maybe it's a description. Maybe the link's the description. I don't think that's it, but let me.
No.
That's fine. We'll try this. We'll move on. But you guys get the point. So that's what's supposed to happen. I don't think it was the description. I think it actually just showed up in the actual the actual page.
What if we remove that photo? Because is it overriding the video? Because you've inserted.
No, it's the other way around. The video overrides the photo. Because otherwise, there's nothing there. Like I can't delete the photo. I can delete the photo, but then the link wouldn't be there. So it's tied to the photo.
Oh.
I imagine what they'll do in the future is it'll say upload photos, or it'll have a include video with a plus sign, and you just add the thing and hit a plus, and it'll add that video, to the stream here.
So this is a work in progress, is what you're saying.
Apparently, they said it was working. They pushed it out. They had a demo. So, but you know how it is with some of those things. It doesn't work with some sites. I'm sure they're going to blame it on customization. I know you're watching BD, so they're going to blame it on my customization that I did. And so it's probably my fault. But so if anybody wants to check while we're playing around here in the webinar, and if it works on yours, and I did screw something up on mine, it's not working, give a shout out or add something into the chat there if anybody can monitor that, and we'll show somebody what it looks like. But we'll move on. But that's how it works. It's supposed to show up with the video right there, and so it'll be like image, and then all of a sudden video. So I think there's so many use cases for that. It could be like classifieds, we're showing images, and then a video of the item, the house, obviously the tour, products, right? You got image, and then a video of the product. So a lot of great potential uses there that kind of multiplies the capability that just having a photo album and the video by itself couldn't do. So.
Could you have time real quick? Could you show where we actually activate that in the admin one more time? I didn't kind of catch how do we initiate that, activating the video option.
It's just in the post settings. So again, content, edit, post settings, it's per post. So again, just because you turn it on for the photo albums does not mean it's going to work for the classifieds. It's not a universal item. So you go into the photo album or whichever multi-image post type you want, and it's in the first tab. And you guys are seeing my screen, right? I have not been doing this. Okay.
Right.
And then in the additional settings, it's right here, enable photo gallery videos.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
Yep. All right. So that was what they kind of went over yesterday, and that was just that was in the last week that they've been working on that stuff because they just had a webinar last week. So let me go over. Let's go over the topic for today, and then we'll just get into all the demo stuff so we can just stay in BD at one time here. So today we're going to talk about funnel and landing pages, and we'll do a BD demo. I just want to kind of do a quick walkthrough of the previous weeks that we did. So again, this was a couple weeks ago, but we actually went over the whole funnel focus for customers from getting awareness, intent, consideration, have them actually purchase, all the stuff in the middle where you're keeping the customers and doing onboarding and all that stuff, and then growing customers at the end by adding additional product purchases or keeping them on as a membership, growing them in the community, and then hopefully getting referrals back from them or from happy customers as you go through. So that was the kind of big funnel focus we went over a few weeks ago. And then last week, we went over kind of that left side of the funnel there, what you would normally look at when somebody's talking about a funnel. and went over the different bases of the top of funnel, middle funnel, and then to customers, and kind of talked about that stuff last week. So please go look at the webinar 27 if you did not catch last week's, where we kind of went into depth on this one. But today we're going to talk about that, what we can basically do in BD of the funnel process, and that's that sales process of the middle of the funnel, where you're getting garnering interest when somebody comes to your page, where you're providing the features, giving them consideration, turn them in from that lead into a client. That kind of the middle of funnel topic sets there. And we've talked about the other parts of the funnel before in other webinars, like what we can do for in terms of social media marketing and some advertising to get some leads coming in. But we're gonna we've gone over lead magnets before a little bit as well, just kind of the item to drag them in. But we're going to talk about that middle piece today on the middle of funnel sales process. So again, we went over this last week again as well, and we kind of went over the 6 steps to create your digital marketing sales funnel. And we're going to focus on that item in the green today of creating that landing page. They've gone over this in Webinar Wednesdays a little bit, but we're going to kind of go through maybe all the different steps that you would want to do to create a little mini funnel to try to do some traffic conversion. And think about, what you would want to do for your particular website. In fact, if you guys take some of the stuff to heart and you do anything over the next week, feel free to come on the webinar next week and show off your wares or what you spent some time on. It'd be great to get some actual input from anything that you guys have done, or if you guys have already created a little kind of a mini funnel, you can let me know at any time as well, and we can kind of show that off today as well. So that's create a landing page is what we're going to talk about. And so in terms of doing all those different stages and trying to make it from that lead to a conversion inside of your website, and you're creating that landing page, it's really more than creating a landing page. There's like a flow or some items that you need to do inside of BD to just make the magic happen, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today and try to do a demo. I'm gonna does anybody follow ClickFunnels at all? They just came out with a new funnel thing on YouTube. And so it's kind of a comedic look at funnels, and it's kind of actually ironic that they just started this right when we were doing the funnels as well. They must have read that email. I asked them to do a nice video series for me so I can do it on the webinar.
Nice.
But I'm going to play the intro to their webinar series, and we may play a couple of these as we go through some different funnels over the next little bit, and the next couple of weeks, and just kind of see what content they have. But I thought it was a really funny, good overview of what a funnel is. From ClickFunnels perspective, and we're not going to do a full ClickFunnels thing. There's a ton of stuff that they do, but I thought this was a pretty funny rendition of what a ClickFunnels is. So let me go ahead and play that for everybody, and then we'll get started with the demo here.
So you're ready to learn what a sales funnel is, why it's different from a website, and how they can radically transform your business.
Can you hear that?
Well, you can turn it up. Great.
On a website, that's offensive, or you need a squeeze page, you don't need the sales page.
Okay, hold on.
Webinar, DLF, things, but you've resisted because learning something new is hard and usually quite boring. Plus, you're learning to do so many other things right now, like Spanish, crypto, how about a moonwalk? How's that going? We get it. You're not late to. You've been patiently waiting for a super high definition video series on YouTube that could define what funnels are.
All right, let me play that again. I was working around here. Sorry about that. All right, here we go.
Turn your mic off.
Why website and how they can radically transform your business.
Well, your system audio isn't playing through.
Yeah. Mostly audio.
You're only getting it with your mic.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you were getting feedback through my mic?
No, you're only
The audio is coming through your mic.
the audio through your mic. Your system audio isn't playing through. Because really, you should be playing the video through your system audio and your mic turned off so you don't get any feedback.
Were you guys getting feedback though?
For a short period, yeah.
Okay, I don't have it set up any different than I normally do. It says Chrome's using my microphone, so right there. So
Right, but it really should be your system audio with your mic off.
well, that's what I'm saying. It says Chrome is. It's not using my external. It's not using my external microphone.
Gotcha.
It says Google Chrome is using it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. All right. Well, do you guys want to see it again? Let me know if I'm getting feedback. I'll just turn it off again. I'm not sure what the issue is. So again, sorry. I'm not sure why it's different than what I normally have set up. So
Sales funnel is, why it's different from the website, and how they can radically transform.
That's better.
You've grown tired of hearing for the million that a funnel's not a website, that's offensive, or you need a squeeze page, and a VSL page, and a webinar, and a PLF, and a card. But you've resisted because learning something new is hard and usually quite boring. Plus, you're learning to do so many other things right now, like Spanish, crypto, and how to walk. How's that going? We get it. You're not late to Funnel World. You've clearly just been patiently waiting for a super high-definition video series on YouTube that cleverly and concisely defines what funnels are and clearly illustrates how to use them, not being a boring lecture or sales pitch. I get it. And that's why I have a job, so you can have a successful business. My name is Tom, and I want to welcome you to What the Funnel. I said what, right? In this series, we'll be walking through all the different types of funnel. We'll discuss each one might be right for your business and how you could easily create one for yourself without learning what this means or dealing with this guy.
We'll be going over everything, including survey funnels. I mean, we got squeeze page funnels. There's book funnels. Over here, we got membership funnels. We got VSL funnels to it. Baby, I mean the best webinar funnels you have ever seen. We got hero funnels and so many more.
We'll also be showing you a ton of examples from entrepreneurs who are using these exact same funnels. People like Julius Dean, Kaylin Poulin, Tony Robbins, Jamie Cross, Sam Calder, as well as a lot of big businesses like Redline Steel, Bulletproof Coffee, and Soxy, the sock store. Sell socks. You're in the sock market. You've got socks appeal. So, whether you're a content creator or influencer trying to sell desaturated presets or swag, there's a funnel for that. Whether you have an e-commerce store, Amazon FBA business, or brick and mortar store, there are many funnels for that. No matter what business you're in, there's a funnel for that. So if you're a total funnel newbie or an experienced funnel hacker looking for ways to accelerate your business, this series will help. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To let you know, we'll also be doing a ton of awesome giveaways, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future video surprises. If you have any questions, write them in the comments below. And remember, you're just one funnel away. Who keeps bleeping me when I say funnel?
It's pretty good.
yeah. So the point out of that basically though is that there's funnels that doesn't really matter what niche your directory's in. There's you can get success. I'm apparently watching the next video. Hold on.
It may just not be the right fit. I think.
Sorry about that.
Today's not your day for videos today.
Yeah, I guess not. User error all over the place today. No, I had an issue with my microphone yesterday. I had to switch it to my internal one, and then the external one wasn't working. I had to reboot, and I don't know, maybe it didn't take right. So I apologize if anybody didn't hear that properly. But the bottom line is on that one is that you can use a funnel for anybody's system, whichever website you're using, that they can work for you. The other thing to take out of that is that those funnels, again, there's a ton of different types. And they're usually focused, right? And if you get that out of there, not only is it can work for any type of niche, but it also has some sort of function And so what we're going to look at today is just a generic view of a funnel, and do a demo of how we would do that on a BD site. And so here's a simplified version of a simple funnel. You have a squeeze page, right? Or a page after they see your ad, or they, get a link or whatever, they just go to your page and they see some sort of content, right? And then after they get the content, you're going to try to make a pitch for your product or your sale. And then after they move from that page, they're going to go to the sales page, right? And that could be your join page, or a digital download product, or anything you're trying to sell. And then maybe you try to obviously sell them on that page, and then they go to your actual. After they learn more stuff on your join page, they would then buy, right? And so the order page is the actual purchase item where they put in their credit card information. And then after that, then you send them a thank you page or thank you email, right? They just get it. It goes from somewhere after they submit that. They go to their dashboard, right? Is normally what happens. That ends up being the thank you page normally for most people, because they haven't edited it. So those are the really general, simple 4-stage steps, right? They come to your site. It's probably not the join page, right? It's going to be something else, a features page, the home page that gets them to the join page. You then tell them what features you have, provide the link to go buy it. They go buy it, and then they go somewhere else, right? So that's the simple funnel. So don't think it has to be like ClickFunnels, all these different weird steps. This is literally everybody's directory. This is how everybody's directory is set up. And so this is just generically what you do, right? But there's what you can do is swap out the squeeze page, right? It doesn't always have to be your main page. It can be a different page that you send them to based off from the advertising. The sales page doesn't have to be the same. You don't have to always have the membership stuff on your join page. You can have direct buttons or direct links to buying memberships off from a features page, or off from another, whatever focus segment page that you want. Obviously, the order pages are pretty standardized, but then the thank you pages don't have to be. Normally, everybody just sends them to the dashboard, but you can, in BD, select a page that they directly go to after they sign up. And I've seen a lot more and more of this where BD users are doing this, where they're changing that after they sign up page to something else, so they can try to either make another sale, or onboard them correctly, or help them fill out their profile, you name it. And so they kind of change up each one of these segments there. So, and you can do multiples of them, right? It doesn't say that, nobody says you have to have one specific order. You can have a bunch of different squeeze pages that lead to a bunch of different sales pages, or a bunch of different or one squeeze page that maybe links to different sales pages depending on what they click off in the squeeze page. So you can kind of expand and contract and kind of crisscross most of these to try to get a better, more refined, and more efficient sales process. So that's the simple funnel. If we go to kind of look at a one-step deeper kind of landing page, it's kind of the same aspect that we just went over, like the lead capture page, right? The sales page, the checkout page. But we kind of stuck another upsell page in here, and to kind of get another second layer in there. And you guys can do that with your BD directors as well. Let's say after they sign up, you can redirect them to any page you want. Let's say that page has a digital download product that they can add on, or advertising that they can also add after their subscription. You could do that on another page. And then after that checkout page, then you can send them to the thank you page. So you can easily do this with BD.
Oh, yeah.
And then let me go ahead and mute everybody here. One second.
Right, yeah. Just a little crack in the door so people know they can walk in. But yeah, you can close it a little bit.
All right. So some of the other things, not only can you add additional pages, but you can add additional items inside of BD or inside your process as well. So let's say the intro page just doesn't link to the join page. Let's say there's something on there that they sign up for, or there's an ebook or a capture, which you've gone over before. Maybe you add them a particular tag to a particular member. Maybe they get a certain email subscription or an email kickback after they subscribe to that. In here after the checkout, again, maybe you're editing that email from BD to send them a new email that has some additional content. Maybe maybe that upsell page is not in there. Maybe the upsell proposition is in the customized email that you guys changed out in BD, and they kind of go back to your page after they get the email there, but it goes straight to the thank you page after the initial checkout. So maybe that process is garnered or initiated by the email. And then you have the same thing for, the upsell page or the cross-sell page as well. But, well, maybe they get another email again for that, because you can set that up in BD to do all these different things. So we're going to keep coming back to this one right here. But this is what we're going to go through today in a demo on how to set up a brand new flow like this in your BD site. And then again, if you guys have any questions on that as we're going, feel free to let me know. But this is what we're going to go over today on how to do that. And then maybe some of the kind of the hidden gems, or maybe things that you didn't think about of how to do this. On how to do that in BD. So go back as we're thinking about this. You can watch this on the replay. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago in terms of your customer journey, right? And these may be different for various segments of who you're trying to reach. Like, what is their process on these pages? What is their customer journey? Do you have each one of these optimized? Where do you want to add something that you're not doing? Like, did you not update the email? Are you not sending them to a separate thank you page? Do you have the content on the join page, good enough? And then are you relying on your home page there for the lead capture? Do you need to set up a different, lead page that they're jumping into in order to do that? So that's what we're going to look at today. And let me roll over to the website, and we're going to go ahead and step through all of those processes. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a lead page into the system. So we're not going to use the home page. We're going to make a brand new lead page. And let's say that we're going to add a lead capture thing on there for an ebook, let's say. So what we're going to do, that's going to be our lead magnet. And then that after they get the form, they're going to be presented with some features on our membership plan because they got the ebook. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do like a little ebook setup first. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to make the form that's going to go on the page. So I'm going to go to Toolbox. I'm going to go to Form Manager. And if you guys want to follow along in your own, if you got two monitors, if you want to follow along as we're doing this with your own item just to set it up, feel free to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clone the Contact Us form because we want a form that they're going to send basically add their information to, so we can get their information, and we're going to need to use the Contact Us form in order to do that. Now, if you guys have not edited the Contact Us form before, it's going to be down here at the bottom in the default section called Website Contact Us, and it's just going to say Contact Form. So that's the one you're going to want to be looking for. And you're just going to want to head and just say Customize on that from the Actions pull-down menu. Now, if you've already customized it, it's going to tell you this form is already customized. Please edit the existing custom version. So if you see that means, like in my case, I've already customized it. So in order to clone that, I need to just go find that Contact Us form that's up here. And the top section here is for stuff that you've already customized. So here it is, Website Contact Us, Contact Form. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that. And this is where you go to clone it. It's not in the pull-down menu here. Why, I don't know, but it's not. You want to go inside of the Contact Us form, and then there's going to be an Actions button. If you are initially cloning it off from the bottom or editing it, you're not going to see this yet because you have not modified the form first. So if you're opening it up and modified it from the default one, what you're going to want to do is just click anywhere and literally just hit a space. Which then modifies the form, and you're going to want to save that. It's going to give you a pop-up to save changes again, and then after you do that, it's going to show up in the top custom area here. After you add the space and save it, it's then going to show up in here, and then go back in here and edit. And then after you do that, that is when you're going to see that action tab, because this is only available for forms that have been edited. So this applies to any particular form. If you're editing it for the first time, you want to add a space or something, save it so it's customized, and then this one will reappear when you go back into the form. So that causes some confusion sometimes. So that is how you get that. So now that we're in this Contact Us form, I just want to go ahead and clone that form. And I'm going to call this webinar lead magnet. So it says website contact us. I'm just going to go webinar lead magnet contact us, just so I can find it. And you can call this whatever you want. I'm just going to call it lead magnet contact form. And you can't have spaces in there, so just put an underscore in there to separate words if you want to do that. But lead magnet contact form, and I'm going to save changes. Okay, so that's the minimal stuff that you have to do, and it's going to save that lead magnet contact form. Now, there's a couple other items that you can do in here, and what you want to do is edit the form settings, and you can also tell the system what you want to do with their browser after they submit the form. So this is going to be crucial for this funnel aspect of this page. We're going to add this form to our lead magnet page, but we want it to go to another page after they submit the form. So let's pretend for now that it's just going to go to the join page. You could have it go to another page, but we're going to have that sales page be the actual join page. So we're going to go to email settings. I'm sorry, save action, sorry. And instead of replace form with widget, we want it to go to redirect to a URL. Okay, and that redirect form to URL is going to be the join page. So we're just going to assume on this one that we're going to email them the ebook or that lead magnet or whatever after they submit the form. Now, you can have an interstitial page. It doesn't have to be the join page. You could have this one go to another page that then tells some other information that goes to the join page, but we're just going to cut that out and just go straight to the join page. So again, you can kind of daisy chain this one as much as you want, or put, and so for example, if this was a interstitial page where we went to a page with the ebook in it, you could then have a button on there that says, you enjoy this ebook, you'll love our plans, click here to learn more about our plans. And then that button could go to the join page, for instance. But we're just going to do the general setup that we talked about today of the lead page. And then this is going to go to the join page. And so redirect to URL and go to the join page. And then this other setting is another thing that you could do, again, assuming that we're going to have an ebook that we're sending them, right, or a lead magnet type thing. We would want to send them an email after they send this, and it may not want to be the contact us. Maybe it's the ebook form that we want to send them, and then we have a special templated email that we're going to send them that we want to attach to this email. So I'm gonna call it this test email right here. Let's say that's the one that we want to edit, that sends them their information on where they can go grab that PDF that they said they wanted. And that's the one that the email template that they're going to get after they send this form. And let's send an admin an email, and you can, again, set up your own template for admin to say basically, hey, somebody just downloaded an ebook, and you may want to go follow up or contact them or whatever email template you want to send the admin after somebody downloads or fulfills this lead magnet or top of the middle of your funnel action there. So those are the two emails: test email 2. I'm going to hit save changes. So we've done two things there. We've cloned it. We have a new form now, and then we've made sure that we're directing them to the join page after they fill it out. And then we're going to have an email go out to them that has some particular information. So I'm not going to do this right now, but what you'd want to do with the emails at this point would you go to the emails and email templates, and assuming that you hadn't already set up the emails or whatever, you would want to create a new email template, and then whatever email you created off from that email template, that's what you would do for the selection. So that's as simple as, adding in a template name here. So again, if this was, redirect or whatever you want to call it, again, same thing. It can't have, you just have to have dashes, so letters or dashes, whatever. So redirect email or whatever, that template name, that's the one you're selecting from that pull down menu in the form. So if you didn't already have that done, you can come do the email templates and go back into the form, right, and select those particular items. And again, if you already had the emails in there, like I selected that test 1 and test 2, then if you already had that in here, you could just search by keyword, go to test, and here's my test email, and you can just go ahead and edit that one again for whatever you want, since this is the one I selected. One good, I guess, hint is sometimes you guys could go put in some blank templates in here with just email 1, email 2. Again, these really don't mean anything other than internal. It obviously helps to have them labeled correctly, but you could have some generic blank ones in there that you could select from and then just go edit them after the fact. But hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You can either do it ahead of time or have some in there and then just edit it. So now that we have those edited emails of what they're going to get after they submit the form, and we've already pre-selected that on the form, now we want to go actually edit that form that we just did and add some potential fields, right? It could be, it's already going to have the generic stuff for the contact us. So let's go grab that email. Here it is, webinar lead magnet, contact us. And generally, if you're just doing lead magnet stuff, you don't have to add any fields really, because it already has the basic stuff. It's going to have the name, right? The inquiry email, their phone number potentially, and then comments, right? Well, maybe I don't want comments because I literally just want their name and email, and I'm going to send them the stuff. I don't want to scare them away with the phone number. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go to no for input view on the phone number, and to make sure that that's hidden from the form. And I don't want them to add any comments either, because I just really want their phone number and email. And then I'm going to save changes on that. So I normally don't recommend deleting those, just in case you maybe want that later. You'd have to go recreate all that stuff. Just hiding that using the field settings is probably the best way to do it, because you can easily add it just by turning it back on so they can see it. All right. So let me just pretend that I want to add a new item. Maybe I just want to say a drop-down selection of where did you hear about us, right? Or just some other question like that. Let's say that's my question. And I'm going to give them a couple options. I'm going to say Google, friend, and I don't know who you are. So obviously you wouldn't put that one. I'm just joking around. But so Google friend, I don't know who you are. And I'm going to save those changes. So now it's in a drop-down select. It's automatically going to do the system variable for you now. So if you guys have not noticed that before, it is now adding that variable in there before. So you notice it took my first initial typos in there of you hear ab, and that may not be what you want. So let's just say I want to change that to referral as the variable. So make sure you go ahead and change that if you want, because it is going to use just the words. And it does that for a reason, because what had been happening is people did not add a system variable. And if there's not a system variable in there, the system will not be able to store that data. So sometimes people were adding data and they weren't seeing anything stored, and it's because that was blank. So they kind of did that so it automatically made a variable as you typed, but it may not be the one you want. So make sure that you go back and change that. So I'm going to hit Save Changes. That is now my form I'm going to have. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to add this to the first part of the page. And now I'm going to go make a new lead magnet page. So you want to go to Content and Web Page Builder. And we're just going to make a new lead magnet page. I'm just going to call it Test Lead. Again, you can call it whatever you want. And I'm going to go ahead and add that form in there, which I just grabbed. So that's your lead magnet form. And now that BD has these nice drag and drop elements, right? Let's say I'm going to talk about this ebook or the webinar or whatever you want to do. Let's say we're signing up for a webinar or an ebook, whatever it is. I'm just going to drag and drop that over here, and then I'll have an image. That's going to be nice. I'm going to go ahead and replace the image. I already have some stuff in here. Obviously, you'd want to upload that particular picture for whatever you're advertising. Let's see, web design 3.0. That looks good. Let's just say I'm adding that little graphic there. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but so we're adding that there, and we'll just say download our new ebook. Okay, now it adds this button link in here. We're going to get rid of that because we're going to use the form submission right on the page. So now we want to add some items in here. Let's just pretend these are all of our reasons why. All right, so again, you can get as Gucci as you want on here for the setup. But again, just imagine this is your intro page. This is what somebody's coming for from a link to say, hey, that you're advertising the ebook or whatever, and it asks to do that. And we're just going to save that. And again, it's going to have our form automatically in there. And I'm going to view the page. So again, this is where obviously the thought pattern comes in terms of what audience are you getting into your page? What are they expecting to see when they see the page? How can you sell your item in order to sell it? But this is the first part of the lead magnet. So again, if we're going back to this picture, this is kind of what we set up here. We've set up our lead capture page. We put a form on there. We've now set up our email campaign in order to send out to that. And we're going to get them inbound and be able to add them into the system. Now, let me go talk about the tag prospects real quick, because BD can do a little bit of this stuff, and I just want to kind of show. We went over this last week a little bit, but you see this view contacts. If you go in there, you'll be able to see anybody that submits forms. So if they submit that contact us form, like this here, the contact us form submissions, you're going to be able to go into that particular area. Hey, Toby, actually, I'm just going to use my list. Sorry, that's me as a test. I was going to go to Toby, but I'm just going to do this one. Contact us form submissions. I'm going to go to edit on here. So after they fill out that form, they're going to come in here because they're not a member, but they're going to show up in your contact list that they've added stuff in the form. So it's going to have their name and their email that you got off in the form, and it's going to show you what form that they submitted, right? And so if you have that form in there, it's just going to come up with the contact us form submissions right there. And you can make internal notes on them. Maybe you can say, sent ebook on Tuesday, or contacted them, or got the phone number. So again, you could reach out to them. If you call them, you just have this up while you're on the phone. Maybe talk about what they do. Whatever you want to do for your onboarding process or use for your leads, you can add all this stuff in here for a particular context. And they may not be members yet, but you can add some information in here. So it's not really necessarily integrated into that, but it does pull them in off from the mail campaigns to add them as a lead or a contact in the system, and then you can add tags or add different items in here for the particular person. Now you notice here there's also a contact tags, and a lot of people don't realize that this is here. So let me just go into that real quick. You can actually, on that contacts tags page, you can create a new tag if you wanted. So let's say it was ebook onboarding or call or something. I'm just going to say that. Let's say that was after they do that, it's something you do. You call them up or you email them, and you want to make sure that you've either done that or they kind of are in that tag process. You can add any particular tags that you want. It shows up at the top. And then you can view contacts that have that, which we don't have any right now. But I'm going to go back to that view contacts before. I'm going to go back to mine. So again, assuming this is me adding contacts or other tags or whatever, because I did a certain action with a particular contact, you can add those tags to a particular person. So now I can say ebook onboarding call. I've done that, or you could say I need to do that process. Whatever you want to do. Maybe that's you add them to a subscription list or something. You're going to send because they've downloaded an ebook from you, that that they like ebooks. So maybe that is a tag that you're going to check for people that have sent that form in. So now that if you send out a newsletter about additional ebooks that you just made, they would probably be interested in that, and you've tagged them as getting an ebook. And so what happens now? Let me just save contact for that. Now see in your contact tags, if you guys go back into that, if I look at the ebook tag there, it's going to have one there, and I can view my contacts that have that particular tag in there directly inside of my my system now. And then, of course, now that they're in there and you can kind of sort out by the ebook onboarding call, you can export those people to maybe put them in one of your autoresponders. You can do other types of items with them. And then the other thing you can do is, again, in the newsletter sending side, like we just talked about, let's say I want to send a new newsletter. Now when I go to create a newsletter, because I have that contact tag created, it now has an ebook onboarding call tag in here for my newsletter. So again, if I'm sending out a newsletter to everybody who I think would be interested in my ebook offerings, now I have people that have downloaded it before or I've tagged with that. And so maybe they'll be more interested in consuming my other content. And then you can send that newsletter out to particular people. So that contact tagging feature, it's not necessarily robust as integrated as maybe an email marketing system, but this is a directory, right? Not an email marketing system, but you can do that, a poor man style, I guess, in BD a little bit, because it does have some of that functionality. You just kind of have to have, again, a process of how you're going to utilize all the features that are in BD. So now we've kind of done all that stuff, that first phase, and now we're going on to the sales page. Any questions about what I've done so far from anybody? I have muted everybody, so you'll have to unmute yourself if you have any questions, but anything from anybody? All right. So now this is the join page. They have that in there, and it's going to say send message, or you can edit that. And so now after I send that in, now I'm on to the join page, right? And so again, this is where you would normally be tweaking your normal join page fodder there of what you want to do to make the sale. And so that one we can kind of skip over because you're just going to do what you normally do for the sales page, or edit that and try to get to make the sale. Now we're going to go over to the checkout page. Again, that's kind of standard because it just takes their credit card data. The piece that sometimes people don't do is the next part is the upsell page. Okay, so now let's say the upsell page is a product. So I'm going to go in, and we've already looked at this earlier today. This FAQ software. So let's say that this is my upsell after they subscribe. Okay. So I'm going to skip over this as well. This can be another page. You can make another page with another offer. You can make a digital download, something that you offer for purchase that you can put some other copy on. Sky's the limit on what you want to have as that part of the funnel. I'm just going to, again, for time, just assume that we've already made either another page or this one is a digital download. I'm going to grab that. You just want to make that content first, grab that email. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this connection here from that normal join page action to the actual upsell page. So in order to do that, what you want to do is, again, remember, it's a checkout for a particular membership plan. So you're going to want to edit the post subscription or post sign up redirect URL for the particular membership plan. So I'm going to use my test. Actually, that's not a live group. So I'm just going to use my supporter membership here. Actually, I'm going to clone this one as a demo so I don't mess anything else up. Learn from previous lessons here. So this is just going to be the copy of the upload test group, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and edit that. And I'm not going to make it a claim. I'm going to make it a paid plan again because this is going to be a paid plan. And then what you want to do is just scroll down and it'll be right here. It says redirect page after login, or sorry, after sign up. Redirect page after sign up. Now, normally it just goes to the dashboard page, right? But let's say I want the funnel page to come here. So I'm just going to put and you can get rid of the website domain stuff. You can just start with the forwarding or trailing slash there. Product service, Malcolm FAQs. And then I would save that, right? And so now what happens after you save that is after they check out of your normal join page for this membership, they will go straight to this upsell page here. Now, you want to be careful about this as well, because like for this one, for an example, if this is my upsell, I want to make it very clear on this page, and it would be an upsell page where I'd have some content here of like, you may be interested in this, and then you'd probably want to, if they're not interested in doing that, then you probably want to say, otherwise, click here to go to your dashboard or something like that. You still want to be able to funnel them into the rest of their page, kind of that off ramp here where it says no, right? Where it would go to a thank you page or your dashboard or something like that. So you want to have another option on that page, but right here I'm going to that upsell page. But it may not work or make sense necessarily if you just something that was randomly off from your page like this one. Because if they go and buy and then they come here, the last thing you want to do thinking about that onboarding process is like, well, what's this? Or why am I purchasing this? What do I do now? I just bought a membership. Where do I go? So you don't want to stall the options, but you would just make that very clear in here what you were doing and what you were offering them, right? And so they don't kind of get stuck. And so now we're on this upsell page, and then we go to the checkout page, and that one's just as simple as soon as I click purchase now, it's just going to pay because they've already signed up, right? Now they've already got your credit card in the system. If you go to a digital download add-on and they click purchase now, they're already a member. They already have their credit card in there. It's literally just going to charge their credit card because now it's already in the system and they're just doing a digital download. And so that checkout page just takes care of itself based on what you have set up in your product or upsell page. And again, if you had a page in here that was not an actual order page, you may need to have two pages in here, right? Maybe there's another upsell page with content that says, hey, do you want to buy this digital product? Click here. Otherwise, go to your dashboard. After you click that, that link in the upsell page, then maybe it links to this page. So you may have two pages in here. But if you go straight to the digital download for the upsell and they click yes and they purchase, it's just going to go to that checkout page, which in this case is just a pop-up where it changes their credit card. Now since that's the last upsell, technically you could have them daisy chained, right? Where you can have this after purchase go straight to another page right after the thank you, but they're going to just get a pop-up as it sits for this one now that they've purchased that. Okay. Now let me just go into this one. And if we do pick a product, there's a couple other things you want to do to kind of trigger some of these actions here after the second purchase. So I'm going to go into the Malcolm FAQs again, assuming they're purchasing that item. I go into my edit post settings. I'm sorry, manage posts. I'm going to manage that particular post because I've already posted that particular product. So I'm going to go find that Malcolm product, and this is what you would set up initially if you didn't already have one set up. I'm going to go to my products and services, and I'll find that one. Okay, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and edit that. Now, in this particular one, if you're setting up a digital download, there's going to be a couple options in here that'll set up those other triggers that we kind of do for the normal membership. So it has two things here. It's called, let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. So actually, this is good learning lesson for me. So I'm kind of doing this on the fly. For these digital download products, it just has this is a pass-through link for a digital product. So I was the right idea, but I forgot I had this as a product post type, which is just a pass-through a link as opposed to a digital download. So I apologize. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and use a digital download digital product for this one, but just realize to have the email sending and the other potential stuff, it needs to be the digital download. So I was talking right. I was just picking the wrong product, so that's fine. So I'm just going to do just one of them in here, whichever one. I'll just do the spice up your search results, and I'll go ahead and edit that one. So I apologize. Wrong product, same process, but you do want to use the digital product as the digital download version in order to do this. So this has two options in here now. It's the redirect buyers to thank you page and the send confirmation email after purchase. So again, same process as before. You would have maybe an upsell thank you email, right? Maybe you are linking to the resource that you are selling in that email, like say, hey, here's the ebook, or here's where we're gonna fill out the information to send your t-shirt. Whatever you're selling, you can set up that email for after the purchase, right? So we're doing this portion down here, the email, and now we have a redirect buyer to thank you page. So again, now we're doing this part where you would then make a thank you page with whatever content you want. Or if you were daisy chaining upsells, you would now pick the next custom page, right, for the next upsell or the next cross sell, and then you could daisy chain that forever, right? Just keep picking the next landing page that had the next upsell. Obviously, you don't want to do it forever. I was being facetious there, but you could do sometimes there are 4 upsells on a particular item, and that you can just daisy chain them like that. So for everyone, you can kind of throw out an email. That's the downward part of that thing, and then the redirect buyers to the next part of the page. And then at some point, just like this one, it's going to go to the thank you page, right? And so I'll go look at this one real quick just to show you guys customization thank you. That's going to eventually be that last page in the trail on the thank you page, and then you would just make again whatever your thank you content is on there for the end of the trail. And again, maybe on that last one, again, always redirect back to the dashboard. It says, thank you. Again, you can get all these resources or have all the, start filling out your profile right now on your dashboard, and then link them to your dashboard on there. So I'm just going to go into this page as an example. This is off from a different one, but I always redirect back to a thank you page, right? It can be very short. It doesn't have to have too much information on there. But this is after they, in this case, a thank you page as a thank you page, and I actually have a form inside of the thank you page, right? Because maybe this is additional information I need after they buy in order to get information for them to fulfill the order. So this one is an example where we need some additional information from you in order to create the images for your directory, for your features page. And we get all your additional information here in the 6-page form that is just embedded inside of the thank you page. So a lot of different variants you can use on that. But I'll just open it up for questions here from anybody. Any questions on that entire process? So this all looks convoluted. Looks like you need, ClickFunnels to do all this stuff, but you can do every single one of these steps for the most part right in your BD page. Create a new page for the lead capture, add a form, send them over to your join page. After your join page, you can redirect them to a page after they check out to any particular content that you want. You can have an upsell, could be a digital product. And if it is a digital product, you could then send them an email, send them to another page, send them to another page, send them to another page, and then finally to a thank you page. All of this you can do within your BD directory. Any questions?
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll mute my mic here, but I love this because I've looked at ClickFunnels feels like a few dozen times over the years. Actually, used to work with Russell Brunson, the founder, in a previous business, and met him a couple of times. He's a genius, but man, it's worse than. Don't tell him I said this, but not that he's going to be attentive or anything. But if you've ever dealt with Infusionsoft, this is like Infusionsoft 10x. It's just. I'm a pretty smart dude. I've built like 5 websites on all completely different platforms. I'm not, a programmer like yourself, but I'm pretty savvy on this stuff. But ClickFunnels, man, it's intense. And so I love this, what you've illustrated here. This is, and all within, Brilliant Directory. So we don't have to add more layers and integrations. And their fees they're not cheap, by the way, on ClickFunnels either. So
yeah, what is it, like $200 a month or something? I don't know.
Sometimes it can be quite a bit more than that or whatever too. I mean,
okay, that's fine. Everybody can just send me $200 a month, like half of that. That's fine. Or 100. Yeah.
I don't know. I think What I think your mic or my mic's cutting off. Whatever it was cutting in and out. But
no, I meant to say 300.
There you go. But yeah, so and I love that you have this recorded because you did awesome deep dive on this. So this is something that, you know, as opposed to like some of these live webinars, they go so fast. It's hard to really pick it up. So definitely looking forward to integrating this. But that was just my kudos and compliments.
Okay, and I mean I can go over anything again if anybody was just didn't catch a particular thing. If they wanted to go over it again, I mean, it's again I did mute everybody's mics, so if anybody had any particular question, yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you. I got to get run and get honey.
Okay, sounds good.
Topic today, though. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to put it to use.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
Ryan. It's Pauline here.
Yes.
So I just had a question there around PDF files, and I haven't really gone down that path yet. So just from what you showed us, the digital download is really the opportunity to have like a digital like PDF file that can be downloaded because it's about what happens after it's downloaded, or is there a different way that we have to upload PDF files into the content?
Okay.
section?
Yeah, that's a great question. I did kind of skip over that because I was just like, hey, you can. So there's a couple things you can do. You cannot send attachments in an email. Okay. But you can send a link to something in an email. So if you don't have a follow-on page with the content, and this is not, I'm just going to use, I'm just using this one because I know it's there. This is not a BD, or it starts out as a BD site, but I think this is actually using ClickFunnels. But this would be an example of what you could do in BD for the content. So he's got a free ebook here. I think this goes to a ClickFunnels page, but you can make the exact same thing in BD. So let's say you were using, after the initial form page, you were sending them to an actual page with content, right? You would just make a second page, so the page with the form, and then after they submit the form, you send the redirect page to another page, right? Yeah. And that would have your PDF inside of the page. So you would just make something like this, where it has, a picture of the PDF or something. It says, thank you for, downloading my ebook. And it would just say, click here to download or something. This one's the actual beginning of the funnel, right? I'm just using this as an example of what you could put on the page for them to actually download, the PDF.
So you'd have a thumbnail of the PDF, and then the button becomes basically a URL that then they can.
Right, and then that just links to the PDF. Or I mean, technically, if you want to stop your funnel, you can just capture their email and it just load the PDF, right? The URL with the PDF. At that point, you kind of stopped your funnel. So you probably want to have this one where it opens up in there, and then still have the go to the next a link to the next stage of the funnel. There, like, love this ebook, click here to see our features, right, that I talked about before. Then you can go to the next phase of the join page or whatever. So if you want to do that, what you basically would do is you go into the content and media manager, and you can add all sorts of files to the media manager other than media. So you can upload PDFs in here. And other types of files. So what you would do is just upload the PDF, right? And so it even says right there, upload the image or PDF. Upload the PDF into here, and then it'll just have a little PDF icon. Actually, I'll just upload PDF real quick and show you that. But it'll have a little PDF icon. Let me see if I can find a PDF. I've got lots of stuff here. So. All right, Think and Grow Rich. It's a good book. I'll upload the Think and Grow Rich ebook or book, and that's free by the way, because its copyright is expired because it's so old, but good content. So if anybody hasn't downloaded that, it is available. So you just go back to all media. Now that PDF is uploaded. Just like anything else, you're just going to want to right click on the PDF just to right click, and it'll say copy URL. It'll give a pop up here. Just grab that PDF link and just hit OK. And now inside of that that web page builder, now you're making that content. You would just add a button, right, that has a link to that particular particular item. So I'm just gonna make a new web page here. I'm not gonna save this one, but you could just use that drag and drop content.
Alternate approach than doing a digital download.
Well, the digital download is selling something. This is that beginning of the funnel, maybe the lead capture things. You're giving away something for free.
Okay.
The digital download is kind of a misnomer. It's anything that you're providing that you're selling.
Okay.
Okay. So here's a button link. You would just go edit link, and then that PDF that.
Right.
Not sure where the link is going. It's weird. There we go. So you would just link to that PDF, and it would say download PDF. In your button, it's linked to there. You can open it in a new tab, so you don't stop the funnel again. You want them to open in a new tab so that the follow-on link to the join page or whatever is probably there. So you just update that, and now it has downloaded the PDF. So now when they click on that, it's going to open that PDF from your site in a new tab. And so that would be if you put it on a page, that's how you would do that on a page. And then alternately, you could grab that URL again, upload the PDF to your website, grab the URL just like you did. Instead of adding it to a button, you just add a link, that link into the email template that they're going to get after they fill out the form. So they could just say, hey, thank you for signing up for the ebook. Click here to download the ebook. And then it's just a link to your page that has the PDF on it. And again, you can do both, right? You could put a link to the book by itself, or you could put a link to that squeeze page that has the PDF download button in it that also links to your join page. So so you can send them directly to the interstitial page and send that page in the email. So if they just kind of skip off or get distracted after they go to the page because they think they downloaded the ebook, but they didn't, then they have it in their email to go back to that page again later and hopefully make the sale conversion at that second level as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, so great question. I kind of skipped over that one, but that's an option that you can do in the middle of there as well. All right. Any other questions? All right. Now I actually have to look up. Does anybody remember what I said I was going to go over in the webinar today? I was going to demo what they went over in the webinar yesterday.
All right, Ryan, do you have time for a question?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's Patrick. I'm brand new to this. A couple of questions, if you don't mind. First of all, what program did you use to visually document the funnel with the upsell?
What do I use for this? I'm just on a PowerPoint with images and stuff.
So you found
what I normally use for the graphics items, if that's what you're asking, is visme.co. And what they have is they have a bunch of visual or like presentation infographics type stuff. Let me try to get stuff to upload here as a demo, but they have tons of click on flowcharts here. That's not what I click on. But anyway, they have a bunch of where you can they have a bunch of preset graphs and flowcharts and stuff like that for presentation stuff. So
you did it all from there.
I can't remember. I did this one a while ago. I don't. That's where I normally go. I don't remember if that's exactly where I got that one. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
This is where I normally go for the presentation stuff, though, like all the flowcharts and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it came from there.
Okay. Also,
yeah.
The email automation, do we have to use the BD system?
No, you do not have to do that. Obviously, that's the only one that's integrated in there. So if you want to use something else, you're going to have to have somebody integrate that. I think Yakin from Business Labs has been doing free MailChimp integrations for people in the directory. So he's just done a couple of those for some people in the last week. So if you guys want MailChimp, he will integrate that for free. I know a lot of other developers have done like HubSpot, or I know some, I think Rachel, she's listening, she's using Infusionsoft. I think a lot of other people are using various ones. And so it kind of depends on what you're using, and then just have to integrate the API into the BD system. So it can be done. It's just that's the only one. The SendGrid is the only one that's integrated into the BD system. So, and one thing we talked about before on some other webinars as well is that there's no automations necessarily in there. It just has like transactional emails. And what I mean by that is that you can't send multiple sends. It just does, that one, thank you for subscribing to the mail list, or thank you, fine, right? It doesn't add them to a particular newsletter trail or a sequence, or doesn't auto tag them. And then like if they buy this one and then don't buy this one, it keeps them in this list. Or if they are on this one and then they buy the this, it takes them out of that list and adds them to the subsequent list. It doesn't do any of that segmentation or integration or anything like that. But it is have some built in. And it kind of goes back to the thing of BD is a directory website, right? It's not an email marketing system. It's not a cold email system. And so it's not even a lead, a lead magnet or lead page setup either. It's just because it's so flexible and in what you can do, it does allow you to do a bunch of things that you wouldn't normally think it could do. But
okay. Last question. I saw a button called Turn on Dark Mode. Is that a customization or part of BD? It's a customization.
I just did that. I'm sorry, I had to stop my screen share here. I just did that yesterday because somebody was asking whether how to do that, and I literally just did that yesterday. And so let's see, was it on? I did on this one. I just have to log out real quick. In order to do it good, you'd have to have it set up so it was all white and kind of all the text flip flopped because it only changes the body background. So you need to make sure your header makes sense. But somebody was asking how do you get that to go to dark mode for like nighttime reading or something for all their blogs. And so let me just go to this as an example. Blog or whatever. If you were reading it with a white screen and you want it to go black, obviously it's not going to change your images black too. So like this one's a good example of like, well, it's not necessarily totally good where all these images have white backgrounds, right? And so when I toggle the dark mode and it goes to dark, it flips the text in the background, but everything, all the other modules and stuff, right, are still their original color because it's just changing. At least the way I had it set up, just changing the background. Now you can you change both of these out as well, where that's black and white, and just change the whole thing. But it was just changing the body background and the main body text. Okay. But you can set that up to do that. But so it's customization.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna go back to my. I got to go back to my email I sent out. I literally lost track of what I was going to do from the webinar last night to recreate, and we don't actually have to do it if nobody wants to see it. But does anybody remember? I'm going to have to go check my email if I can find my notes on it. All right, let's see. That's right. Okay. So what they went over on the webinar last night was the cancellation process. And they were basically tweaking the cancel process so that they kind of like what we did today. And that's why I thought it was kind of a good topic to go over was they were changing the way that the cancellation system was set up. So when somebody goes to cancel off from the actual site. Normally they just get a downgrade or cancel, and then it gives them an excuse of what they need to do, and it doesn't really give them an option. It just says, are you sure you want to cancel? And then they just say hit cancel. So what they were doing last night on the webinar, they were basically making a form on there and adding additional stuff where you could kind of ask for additional information and maybe try to get them to stay inside of your membership before they hit the cancel button. Does that make sense to everybody? I'll kind of demo what that would look like real quick, or what they were looking at doing. And then again, if you guys had any questions or if you want to see it, I can definitely go through it. I know we're getting close to our 2 hours here, so I may not be able to walk through all this stuff, but. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a new member here, a demo member that is an account, and then I'm going to go ahead and walk through the cancellation process on how that would normally work. Now, I've done a bunch of customizations for people that didn't like the original way that it canceled. Some people like to remove the cancel button so that they can't cancel, or maybe just say, hey, reach out to us, if you want to downgrade and kind of change the wording on that stuff. But everybody has, maybe a different flow or requirement that they wanted to have for people leaving their website. So I have done some customizations on that. And so we'll talk about that once I log in to the screen here. So normally when they get into their account, and again, I made this person a little premium member here, so they're going to be upgraded. And now inside of the account in the website, there's going to be a manage account section here. And this is where they can basically downgrade or cancel their membership if they're paying. And so this is what it normally looks like. They can change their billing information details, or it has these two options here. Downgrade membership level. To downgrade your member level, please contact us, or close my account. Those are the two options. Now, these are text labels, so you can go ahead and change this. They went over this in the webinar last night as well. Don't forget, you can add HTML into the text labels. So if it is a text label, you can add stuff inside of there and have it show up in there. So if you want to change the wording or add something else in there, you can do that. And then, sometimes maybe you want to remove the close my account and maybe change this to downgrade or close account. To downgrade or close your membership, please contact us. And then it doesn't have that automatic one-click close my account option. But it's really not a one-click close option. What it is, when they click on that, it doesn't automatically close it. It opens to the delete account page. And this is what they normally would see. They would see the how can we help, contact us before closing your account, but that's after, right, the close my account. So it kind of gets lost potentially. I probably need to improve my my colorization here, because that's actually harder to read, even worse, right? Because now that you can't even see, it's harder to see that I want them to stay. And so what you can do is add some additional information in here in order to get some information before they close their account. Now, I'm not going to make another form. I'm going to use the one that we just made as an example, but you can make your own form that you want in here to maybe grab an outgoing survey. And the one that they used last night was to ask questions like, why did you begin to use our service in the first place? Or is there anything that we can do in order to keep you as a client? Or what two items do we need to focus on more for future customers? And has have a bunch of options where they check a couple boxes, maybe that where you kind of fell short, that you can get some feedback from somebody. And then at the bottom of the form, you can actually have in the submit form, have it say, submit the form and give us another chance or something like that. And so if they click on the form, just like we showed earlier, where you could send them to a new page, you could just pull them off from this cancel page and send them to somewhere else, or send them back to their dashboard, for example, because they've just agreed to, to give you another chance, kind of thing. So that's the process that you would do on here. Add a form in there, give them another chance, or at least get some feedback if they want to go ahead and cancel anyway. If you have that option, just so you get some information. So what you want to do is you want to add that exit form basically to a text label. So I'm going to go grab that form that we just went or added earlier. I'm just going to grab the code for that real quick. And here's the lead magnet, contact us. I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. So what I want to do is I just want to grab the PHP code. It's down at the bottom here. Hold on a sec. Oh, nope, I don't have to do that. Sorry, it's right here. I was thinking it was a PHP form. I was going to do a widget. So just grab that form. And what you can do is then add it to that particular a text label. So let me go grab that text label. So that's all we're doing. This is the simplified version. They went into a little more complex one on the webinar, but this is the easy way. Just go make a form, right? Grab the copy to clipboard, and then I'm going to show you the text label that they went over on the webinar last night that you'll need to add it into. So it's normally blank. It's basically sitting right up here. You just can't see it because it is it's kind of hidden because there's nothing in it. But as soon as you add our form in there, it'll go in there. So you have to type in close account. You just type in close account. See how it says close account section header? I'm just going to go ahead and add that form in there. I'm just going to hit save. That was a little bit different than they did last night, so I want to make sure that this works. And I'm going to refresh this one. And now because I added that content in the text label, okay, it looks like it does not do forms. Okay, so I guess I will have to do the more complex way. I thought I could just add the form in there, but it does not like that. So we're going to have to backtrack. We're going to actually have to put a widget in there. Looks like that's the way that you're going to have to do that. So one extra step, guys, I apologize. Thought I was going to be able to shortcut it for you. But it looks like we need to add that form to a widget. So I'm going to go to the widget manager. I'm just going to add a new widget. And I'm going to call it email or cancel. Well, add that form into the widget. So just grab that short code for the widget there, and we'll go back into that text label. And again, type in close. It'll show up. So it looks like close account. We'll just do that, or close. And then add that widget in there. Now, if this doesn't work, that just means something, maybe that form originally would work, and I have something on here why it doesn't. That other one that they demoed, see, that's not working either. Interesting. All right, well, I'll have to I'll have to figure out why that's not working, guys. Maybe we'll go over it next webinar. I apologize, but that's where it's supposed to go to be able to add the form in there. It looks like it's just not rendering the widget as it should there. But obviously, general text will work. In fact, I want to make sure that this is rendering HTML. At least check that portion of it. So what I'm going to do is just put it in a div class here just to make sure it's rendering some HTML at least for you. And then I'll know that it's good, or at least doing that part of it. We should be able to have HTML code in here. So let's put please do not cancel. Again, you can put whatever text you want here. I'm going to make that H1, make it big. Again, this is my HTML test. I just want to make sure that that's actually working. But as you can see, it put the text there. So whatever, if you want to have some additional text, the big thing out of this, I guess, demo too for you guys is just to know that text label is there and hidden, so you can add whatever content you want in there. That makes sense. Okay. So it looks like it is pulling the HTML, but it's not pulling over the widgets for some reason. So I'll have to ask BD why it's not actually rendering the widget or the form in there, but it should be. And that well div class is basically that's the same class that's normally in here to show that box. So if you have a div class equals, quotations, quotations, and I'll put this into the chat box here. So if you guys want to grab that, you guys can get that. But that will put that well in there basically to show you just like it would normally look in there with your text. And so you can change whatever you want. You can add images in there. So again, it just uses general HTML in there. So you could add images. You could put a YouTube video in there, just any normal HTML code you can add in your cancel thing there just to try to stop them from selling or from canceling. So any questions on that? Again, that was a poor demo there. It's just not working. You're normally supposed to be able to put a form in there, but you guys can imagine there, if the form was working, you would just put whatever text you want in there, and then it just has the form in there, or maybe even an outgoing survey. At least you can try to get some information. Don't make it too complex. You could maybe put some sales page on here. Just say, check out our latest features or whatever. You could have a latest features widget and put on there just so they're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And maybe, stop them from canceling. You can, sky's the limit on what you want to do to try to get them back into the fold. But you can do that by adding the HTML in there. So a lot of people have asked this before too. They're like, hey, I don't know HTML. I don't know how to do that, just because, again, this is just having you type in the code. The way to do that is to just go to your web page builder and open up, like you're doing the what you see is what you get editor in there, and just make it look like you want. You could use all the drag and drop elements and make it look however you want in there. And then once it looks good in there, then just copy the code and then bolt it over into the other page. And you can just kind of copy and paste it in there, and it'll look exactly like that. So let's say we wanted that, and maybe we have the 5 things you didn't know before you cancel, right? So 5 things to know before canceling. Right? Like, we have your credit card number. Haha. No, I'm just kidding. You don't want to do that. Grab the code, just so you add your stuff in there, circle all of it, and copy the code. And then when you go into here, and literally just inside of that well there, just paste all of that code you just did. And again, hopefully this will, you can just paste it all in there, and then it'll just appear right there at it on the other page. And so if you need to, there we go. So if you need to go edit that, right, you would just go grab the code out of here, and then go back to the page and edit it. Or or worst case, just have save the web page, right, as the, don't show cancellation code or whatever, and that's there. You just go edit it later whenever you want. Just go back and add it to that, and then you're good to go. Just unfortunately, there's not a what you see is what you get in the those. As you see here, it does it exactly like we wanted. Now the cancel stuff is way down here, but we did a video, showed them some other stuff, 5 things to know before canceling, and then if they still want to cancel at the end, now they can hit yes, close my account. So hopefully that helped everybody. Did anybody have any questions on that? All right, let me go back to the sections here, and I know I've been ignoring the comments here because I've been doing a lot of demos today. So let me just go back to the comments here. Ali, I'm not sure what you said. You said it isn't working, and then please send you info. So I'll probably just email you because I'm not sure what info you're asking for unless you put it further on down. But I'll go ahead and ask you there and email you in a little bit. See what you wanted. All right. Jeremiah said that he couldn't hear, so hopefully everybody's been listening to me, but hopefully you're back on. And Jeremiah, okay, you fixed on your end, great. I answered the toggle mode question. And let's see. Okay. And Jeremiah said, is there a replay of this? It is, it's not on YouTube instantly. I'll download and upload it. It'll probably be like 30 minutes for it to download and upload and render in high def for you. So it should be about a half hour, but it will be on directoryvideos.com in a little bit. And just YouTube, I don't know if they're trying to save bandwidth, just so everybody knows. Because some people have asked us about the YouTube not being as clear. They've started to, when you play the video, they start sometimes depending on your bandwidth or whatever, or just by default, it's going to a lower definition. So in the bottom right-hand corner, there should be an option to change from SD into 1080p high definition. So if it looks grainy to you, it's probably because it auto-switched to that setting without asking you. So go in there and make sure that you select for high def if it looks grainy. I just want to throw it out there as a public service announcement. All right, yeah, Jeremiah, sorry about that. I normally look at the comments faster than that, but yeah, that's why if your audio doesn't work, it's hard to jump in. But feel free to do that. All right, so we're kind of at our 2-hour time here. Any last minute questions from anybody? Anything I went over? Anything that you have an issue with your site, or anything about BD in general that I can answer before we sign off for today? Anything from anybody, either in the comments or audio? I'll go ahead and unmute everybody just to make sure that. You're good. So anything from anybody? All right, sounds good. Probably next week, what we're going to go over, I'll probably start going into funnel specific examples. You guys have your homework. You'll make a funnel for next week. If you guys want to show off your funnel, we'll get it up here live. Look at what you did, maybe comment on that, and try to get some group learning on that as well. And then may go over into maybe some software stuff with funnel processor design as well next week as well. So hope you guys have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.